Hi everyone! If you've ever wondered why some people are able to write so beautifully and other people don't seem to be able to do that, then keep watching this video. I'm gonna explain why. So those people who write beautifully, including professional writers, chances are they don't just sit down and produce that final product that we all admire. Chances are they look at writing as a process. So, when you get an idea for an essay, for a book, for a blog, for anything, usually there are some things you would have to do before you write, some things that you do after you write, before you can arrive at that final product. So, let's look at this very quickly. What are the things that you should be doing before you write if you want to produce something very, very nice? The first thing that you should do is collect ideas. You don't just sit down and try to arrive at stage number 4. You need to collect ideas first. You need to organize ideas, and only after that you're going to sit down and start writing. So collecting ideas. There are different techniques, different methods to do that. I've already explained 2 in my videos. So there is free writing, there is clustering, there are more. There are others. Everyone selects what works for them. But there is some kind of process that we all go through before we even sit down to write what we want to write. After we collected our ideas, still not the time to sit down and write. We need to organize them first. Because if I have a mess in my head before I write, that's what my reader is gonna see, a mess. So I need to organize my ideas. If this is academic writing that we're talking about, I'm writing an essay, 1 paragraph, 3 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs, doesn't matter. Or maybe a research paper. There are different organizers I can use for that. The most helpful is probably an outline at a later stage, but any of those things would help me see the structure, select ideas I want to include, leave out ideas I'm not that crazy about, and then also start seeing in which order I'm gonna present them. So once I've organized my ideas, I can proceed to the next step, which is the writing itself. So this is where I sit down and I put on paper or my computer screen what I want to communicate. But at the end of that, I only end up with a rough draft. It's gonna be very rough. So this is not what I want to share with anyone yet. Once I have that, the best rule of thumb is to put everything down, walk away, do something else, maybe even come back next day and with a fresh look, see what you produced, and you're going to see very clearly what's missing, what needs to be adjusted in some way, modified, added, all of those things, and the process of revising begins. So revising consists of 2 steps, 2 parts. We're looking at our content. Did I say everything I wanted to say? Do I need to add something? I thought of something else that would be logical to put here. Maybe I have something extra that doesn't belong here. So I'm working with the content. Also the structure and the logic. In which order do I want to talk about all those things? Do I have maybe pieces of something first and then somewhere at the end I need to group them together? So I'm revising my ideas. There is a second step here as well. It's called editing, and this is where I look at mechanics. I'm looking at the form, so sentence structure, tenses, commas and periods, all the punctuation marks, capital letters, spelling, vocabulary, all of those little things, all the mechanics. And this step can be repeated as much as necessary. I can actually go from here and not to step 4. I can return to any of the previous steps and work on my draft more so I can end up with two rough drafts, so 3 or 4 or 5. It doesn't matter. I need to be really happy with what I've produced, and I need to feel strongly that the audience for which I'm writing this can be a professor, can be someone at work, can be maybe you're doing something for the public on social media, can be a blog or can be Instagram, doesn't matter what that is. I want to have a strong feel that what I'm producing right now and what I'm gonna start looking at as my final draft is gonna be enjoyed by my audience. So these steps need to be repeated as many times as necessary until I come to the final step, which is my final draft, my final product. And again, depending on what you're working on, for which kind of audience, for which kind of outlet, it can take a different shape. Can be a post on a blog, can be something you write on Facebook, can be an essay for your school, can be a report for your boss, so different forms. But again, answering the question, why can some people write so beautifully and I seem to be struggling? Maybe not following the process, because, like I said, even professional writers do this. They have professional editors helping them, but they themselves make sure that before they start writing, most of the time there is some kind of process that writers go through so that what they produce is logical, organized, structured, and they include all the information that they want to include there. And if they don't, then going back and reviewing, revisiting, revising, that process lasts as long as necessary for the final product to be enjoyed by many. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Go and enjoy your writing, produce something beautiful, go through the process, and have fun with it. Bye.